Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. Today we go to Dover in the Cup Series. There was an Xfinity race, but due to a recording issue, I could not show you guys the Xfinity race. But Derek Kraus did make it into the next round on points, so I can at least tell you guys that. And in the Cup Series, we will actually be starting at the back of the field due to an inspection issue after qualifying, so you won't see the qualifying lap. So we'll be going straight into the race here in Dover, where we've had some luck here in the past, so hopefully we can keep that up today in Dover. So let's go see if we can manage to rally our way towards the front here for the first race of the second round in the playoffs.
Today, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs picks up in Dover, Delaware. This race marks the beginning of the round of 12 after 4 drivers were eliminated in Charlotte last week. If those remaining 12 wish to move on, they'll have to conquer the formidable Monster Mile, a concrete oval with 24 degrees of banking in the turns and 9 degrees of banking in the straights. The drivers are ready. Miles the Monster is ready. So pull up a chair. NASCAR playoff racing is coming up next.
Alright, we are ready to go green here in Dover. Jimmy Johnson, recently eliminated from the playoffs, starts on the pole. Haley Diggin posted some fast laps in practice. This team has good pace, and that's the only note coming into this event as we start in the back, like I said, due to an inspection issue after qualifying as we get ready to go green to start the second round of the playoffs. The green flag is out, and we are underway here in Dover International Speedway now as we come out of turn 4 to come through to cross the line. Obviously, at the back of the pack, we're going to have to be just in comeback mode, trying to work our way to the front here in this first stage. Hopefully we can get at least the top 15 in this first stage. Immediately we jump up to that top line, trying to make something happen, but we back out of it, trying to play it a little bit safe here early on because we have a big points buffer coming into this round of the playoffs, to where we really don't need to really make any stupid moves, don't need to be too aggressive. So it's really just about coming out of here with a solid finish to complete the first lap and send it up the inside of Parker Kligerman, making it 3 wide as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. Now moving up into the 37th position here in the first lap and a half as we take it 3 wide with Reed Sorensen going into turn 3, closing in on the back of Michael McDowell now. So a decent start for us here in Dover. Just need to continue to do what we are doing so far as we're on the back of McDowell as we come through the cross line with 27 to go. And by the time we came to lap 4 in the stage, we had worked our way to the 32nd, using that outside line to my advantage as we were passing Ryan Preece there on my inside as we come down the back straightaway on the back bumper of Bubba Wallace, and we would continue working our way forwards. Obviously, these guys here are no challenge at all to pass, as we would just be able to blow by them when we had the chance to get alongside them. And by the time we came to about the midway point of this stage, we would be able to work our way up inside the top 25. P22 to be exact, as we had a run on the outside of Alex Bowman on lap 14 of the stage with 16 to go, just utilizing this outside line to my advantage as we battle alongside the Hendrick Motorsports driver of Bowman. Obviously 3 Hendrick cars right now, not even in the playoffs, as Johnson eliminated the last episode in the Roval. Chase Elliott, the only guy left standing, as we actually dueled it out for the victory as we battled with Elliott last episode. Now as we come down the front straightaway, continuing to just move our way forwards here. About 15 to go now in the first stage though, so we are certainly running out of time to get a top 10 in this first stage, but we were still showing a good bunch of speed, and I was really confident that we might have a good chance of possibly running up front and having a chance at winning this race. Obviously we do have 1 win at this racetrack in the past, so we might be able to do that again today as we come into turn 4 now, passing David Reagan, who's on my inside, as we would be able to get past him and take the 17th position away and set our sights on this next group of cars up ahead, as Brad Keselowski was lurking in the back of that pack, and we would be able to run them down. And by the time it came to just 9 to go in the stage, we had made it to the outside of Keselowski coming through the center of the corner. We would be able to pass him and move into the 16th position, and now coming alongside the 17 of Stenhouse, we would be able to get up ahead of Stenhouse as well, as Ryan Blaney was up here on this top line, and that was kind of not what I needed, as getting stuck behind him held us up a little bit, but he would actually work his way forward past these cars. You see, we would continue to follow him, and he would get to the outside of Chase Elliott, and we would just kind of follow the 12 of Blaney to the point where we would both get ahead of this lead car, Ryan Newman. We would pull away from this pack with 2 to go in the stage, all over Blaney's back bumper just about, as we head down into turns 3, approaching the final lap in this first stage now, as we sit P12, obviously too far back to get stage points, but we might be able to get P11 in the stage as we come out of turns 4, across the line. The white flag in stage 1's in the air as we head into turns 1 and 2 on the back of the 12 of Blaney, using that middle line, trying to get the run off the corner. And as we come into turn 2, we do build up a run as we come come down the straightaway, a chance to look to the inside of the 12 to take over 11th before the line, and we go into turn 3 side by side with the number 12 of Ryan Blaney as we come out of turn 4, still even with him, but we do edge him out as the stage would end, and we would get P11 in stage 1, so a very solid start to this race, as obviously we started in the back, and we move up to P11 before it's over, as Jimmy Johnson, recently eliminated, wins stage 1, so if only he could have had that performance in the last round, as we would not pit, and we would come out obviously still in 11th since no one pitted. And we would get ready to start the second stage with the 48 in command. As stage 2 is underway here in Dover behind the 18 of Kyle Busch. Obviously, we had a bit of a run-in with him last episode as he got into us in the chicane at the roll coming to just 2 laps to go. And he proceeded to unsettle our car. We hit the wall and crashed from it, but obviously it didn't really matter. We rallied back to a victory, but we also had a clash with Kyle Busch with about a lap to go, or I think it was 2 to go on the restart, where we got into him and he got into us. So certainly a little bit of tough love between myself and the 18 right now, but hopefully we can at least keep it cool with myself and Kyle Busch as we go into turns 1. Obviously we don't need another rival, as we already have Martin Truex Jr. as a rival, as we're actually slowly starting to close in on Truex as Jimmy Johnson leads down the straightaway over second place of our teammate Kevin Harvick. Obviously 3 cars left for the Stewart-Haas Racing Team in the playoffs. Clint Boyer eliminated last episode, so obviously we would love to have all cars in the playoffs still, but that's not going to happen now as we head into turns 1 on the inside of the 14 of our teammate of Clint Boyer as we come through the center of the corner, just trying to edge him out to take over the 8th position, and we would do just that as we get ahead of him and look to the inside of Kyle Busch as well as we make a little bit of contact on his left rear as we head into turn 3 behind the number 1 car of Kurt Busch, who has kind of carried that Ganassi flag in our career mode this season, just like he has in real life. And by the time we came to lap 6, Kyle Busch would stay ahead of me, and we would be in behind Larson, but we would end up getting a caution as we were sat in the 8th position. I couldn't find what brought it out, but obviously we would stay out and not pit and get ready to restart in the 8th position as we get ready to go green with Johnson and Harvick on the front row. The green flag is back out on lap 8 of 27 here in stage 2. Eric Almirola starts behind me now as we have both of our teammates on the row behind us. Almirola trying to stay in the playoffs himself as he was nearly eliminated in the last episode in the Roval, but he was very fortunate to stay inside the playoffs as we come down the back straightaway, trying to clear the 14 of Boyer, but unable to do so as we go into turn 3, just about making contact with him, but obviously the outside line not where we want to be right now as we come out of turn 4, all over the back bumper of Kyle Busch in the 18 Toyota M&M's Camry as we head down into turns 1 side by side with the 12 of Ryan Blaney, who would also get ahead of me as Jimmy Johnson continues to lead as we come out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. And this order that we are in right now is probably going to be quite a bit different at the end of the stage because some cars in the back did pit, and they're definitely going to stay out as we have a chance to get to the inside of Truex now as we come down the straightaway, hitting lap 11 as we made a little bit of contact with the 19 as we go into turns 1 behind Martin Truex Jr. Obviously, he is a rival, so he's going to make our day very tough when we're around him, but we need to try and get around him as quick as possible if we want to get a good stage finish out of this as we go into turn 3 on his left rear as we just about get into the back of him and get a little bit sideways, but we hang on to the car with Kyle Busch on my outside, but we do clear him on the exit of 4, and we have a chance to look to the outside of Truex. I took a chance, and it's not going to work as he squeezes us into the wall as we go into turns 1, and we're going to give him a little bit of a tap to the bumper, letting him know we didn't appreciate that, and as we came to lap 12, trying it again as we look to his outside going into turns 1 and 2, but he didn't hit me up to the wall this time, and that gave me a chance to maybe clear him as we came through turns 3. Or turns 1 and 2, I mean, and as we come out of the corner, he's going to squeeze us up towards the wall, and he puts us right into the wall as we go into turn 3 now, so Truex making it known how this is going to be played out throughout the rest of this playoffs, and we're not going to take it at this point. That certainly, I had enough at this point, because he's given it to us all through the playoffs, and as we go into turns 1, we're going to send it in deep with everything we have, and we're going to slam into the back of him, as we both save the car somehow. I don't know how he held onto it, but we come out of turn 2, still very unhappy with the 19 car of Truex. As we go into turn 3, we're going to try and give it to him again as we hit him, and he's going to be able to save it again, and that would completely mess me over, and we would drift up the track, allowing Kyle Busch to get ahead of me as we came through turns 3 and 4 on lap 16. We'd be riding right behind the 18, and we would end up getting another caution, and it was actually due to Kevin Harvick, who was right behind me, blowing an engine, and I won't lie to you guys right there, I was 100% trying to wreck Martin Truex Jr. A few laps back. I was doing everything I could to take him out as we would get ready to go green behind the 19 of Truex, and the green flag's out. belt, and there you see the 4 of Kevin Harvick, our teammate, a Stewart Haas Racing playoff driver, blows an engine, and now he is going straight to the back as we go into turns 1. Huge playoff implications for one of the really big 4 drivers, you could say, this season. Myself, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Joey Logano kind of been the big 4 this season. Now as you head into turn 3, behind Martin Truex Jr. on the inside of Kyle Busch as Jimmy Johnson continues to lead this race. Certainly a dramatic stage 2 so far as we come into turn 4, looking to the inside just about a Truex, but we've got his back bumper. It doesn't really matter if we make Truex angry at this point, as this point I'm just so annoyed with him myself that I just didn't want to take his crap anymore. And we got up to P5 though, coming to the white flag in the stage. At this point I was pretty much just riding behind the 19 as I tried to look under him there, as I was trying to catch him off guard, and it would completely mess me over because we would go wide into turns 1 on the white flag in the stage, allowing Kyle Busch to my inside as we came down the back straightaway for the final time here in stage 2. Jimmy Johnson in command as we go into turn 3 as he tries to pick up another playoff point. That doesn't matter at all for him now as we come through turns 3 and 4. Blaney was able to get to my inside as well as we come down the straightaway, and we would get ahead just barely of Blaney to get P6 across the line to finish in the 6th position. Obviously for the second stage here in Dover, we would come to pit road to take 4 tires and 2 cans of fuel and 3 seconds of repairs due to me just slamming into the back of Truex. And there you see we come up P15 due to some of the cars staying out and some positions lost due to repairs. And we're ready to start the final stage though in Dover as we're green once again. Matt DiBenedetto leads the way as we go green here for the final stage in Dover. Jimmy Johnson has dominated this race, but now his chances of winning are probably pretty slim because the AI really do struggle to get through slow traffic here at Dover. There is usually 1 or 2 fast cars that will jump up on the top and try to pass the slow cars, and those are usually the cars that end up winning the race now as we go into turn 3 on the inside of Kyle Larson, looking to the inside of Ryan Blaney as well, immediately closing in on the back of Martin Truex Jr. as we complete the first lap here as we go into turns 1. There's going to be a bit of a checkup on the outside, and Truex is going to come down, and he's going to push me onto the apron as we save the car. Big save as we make contact with Landon Castle as we come down the back straightaway. Huge save there as Truex completely tried to take me out of this race now as we go into turn 3. So certainly he is not going to play it easy with us throughout the rest of the playoffs, and we could play the same game with him. We can definitely, I can definitely confirm that he will definitely not have a chance to win this championship this season now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. 3 wide with Castle and McDowell. We get ahead of them both as we come down the back straightaway as Castle would look to my left rear, but he wouldn't quite be able to stay there as we went into turn 3 with just over 35 laps to go at this point. Kind of stuck in a line right here, and I would take this opportunity to jump up to the outside. There you see Truex once again, and I figured we could actually probably just blow right on by him. I wasn't going to waste my time on him throughout the rest of this race as we come through turns 2. We would get ahead of the 19 of Truex. He would immediately jump up into my line as we come down the back straightaway, letting me know he's there, and he hits me in the back bumper, but it's not going to be enough as we go into turn 3. We would finally get ahead of him and drive all the way up to 3rd using this outside line behind Kyle Busch as we get into the back of him as we go into turns 1 and 2, as we've had or have a chance now to get ourselves up to the lead because, like I said, the fast cars refuse to jump up to this top line right now, and we would come through to pass Kyle Busch, who's really the fastest car that's up here as we come through turns 3 and 4, looking to the outside of DiBenedetto as well. Now we would come through to overtake DiBenedetto for the lead with 32 to go in this race, but the lead would be short-lived because by the time we came to lap 81, 20 to go, we would miss the bottom a little bit, and that would allow Kyle Busch, who had gone past Matt DiBenedetto, to hop on the opportunity and look to my inside as we came down the back straightaway side by side. And the 18 was certainly much faster than me, and I was doing everything I could to hang with him, but he would just blow right on past me and completely just blow me away. He would drive away throughout the rest of this race as we hit 19 to go. There you see a couple car lengths between himself and I as we sent into deep into turns 1, trying my best to hang on and try to keep with him, but I just didn't have the speed in the car to do it. And by the time we came to 10 laps to go in this race, Kyle Busch continued to pull away. Obviously the lap traffic completely, or the slow cars, completely ruined this front field battle, as it's really just been me and Kyle Busch, and now we're kind of on an island of our own at this point. Nothing had been going on throughout the last 10 laps or so. We were just kind of by ourselves as we came through to hit 9 to go. Kyle Busch would look to the outside, passing traffic at this point. We would jump up to the outside as well, passing Daniel Hemrick and Parker Kligerman as we came out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Kligerman's going to jump up in front of me as we would come come through to pass him on the outside, though, through turn 3. Kyle Busch was running down those cars up ahead, but he would actually be able to jump up to the outside and pass him, which usually the AI don't do, and we would get past him as well as we came through out of turn 4, approaching 2 to go in this race. Kyle Busch continuing to lead, obviously, as we had some of those slow cars that pitted and stayed out at the end of stage 2. Now they were starting to finally come to pit road and lose all their positions, as we didn't have much fuel ourselves, but obviously we were going to make it to the end as we came through turns 3 and turns 4. Kyle Busch, one of the big 4 drivers, making it known as we come out of turn 4 to take the white flag here in Dover. A very lackluster final stage as the slow cars really changed things up. Now as we come through turns 1 and 2 for the final time, my right front tire was just about going down at this point, so I was really just nursing the car around for these final few laps as we came down the back straightaway, heading into turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time in Dover. A second place run. We're obviously no stranger to second place as Kyle Busch comes through. He will win the first race of the round of 12, and we will finish second as Kyle Busch locks himself into the round of 8. And obviously last season Kyle Busch choked in the round of 8. He blew 2 engines in a row. Obviously not his fault last season, but he blew 2 engines in a row, and that took him out of a Final Four chance last season. So he wants to make it known that he's back this season to go for a championship. Obviously second place for us is nothing to be disappointed about. Our worst finish in the playoffs so far is 4th, and we come out of here 46 points to the good. It says 41, but Almirola is 5 out, so that puts us 46 points above the cut line now, as Harvick, who blew an engine, is actually still well above the cut line, so he has really got nothing to be too concerned about. And there we got some drivers who aren't the happiest with myself. And we do have some drivers, though, who are happy with us. Reed Sorensen, Haley Deegan, and Michael McDowell. But certainly keeping the rep up our best, thankfully. Truex, obviously a rival. He is not going to play it nice with us throughout the rest of the season. Talladega could certainly be interesting with him, as we have some team offers here to go through, and I would choose Team Penske, actually, as the contact. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. That would all be very appreciated. In the next episode, we will be going to Talladega, which should be a very interesting race. We'll see how that goes. As there you see the playoff grid one more time. Almirola, Elliott, Keselowski, and Eric Jones are all on the outside looking in. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.